Hey guys, my name's Kennedy. For those of you who don't know me, I'm going to be a senior nursing student in the fall, so that's super exciting. Can't wait. A little bit about my life. My parents got divorced when I was 12. That was pretty hard to deal with. I was in middle school, um, and just like figuring my way out. I tried out for the volleyball team and was doing relatively well with that. But once they split up, like it got really hard, and I was nervous that it was going to be a lot to deal with soccer and volleyball. Um, so there was a lot of adversity throughout that, and like just throughout the rest of my life with that. Even leading up till now, like there's still things that come up that I end up dealing with, and obviously it gets handled and I push through, but there's that. Um, I've had a lot with soccer throughout my life. I've been playing since I was 4, so I've had 16 years of soccer, and I have been through multiple club teams, and there were various times where I was like, yeah, I don't want to play anymore. And like my parents were like, no, you're playing. And I was like, okay, like what do you tell your parents when you're a kid? Like you can't tell them no, like I'm not. So I would just switch clubs and like things would get better. But like a lot of things happened that kind of hindered my confidence in the game. And like I've regained it back and then I would lose it again and regain it. Um so I fought through injuries as well, and that's changed everything for me. It's definitely been hard. Um, but I remember very clearly, like before coming in, I had my last district game. And it was actually our first one, but it was our last one, my senior year. And we were playing, and my team just like stopped playing. I was playing sweeper, and like my team just stopped playing. I was getting, like, they were shooting from outside the 18, and I was just like getting hit in the back and in the stomach. I got hit in my arm. Like, literally, balls were just being pelted at me. And we ended up losing the game, and like I was just so frustrated, and I was like, I'm literally done with soccer. Like this is literally terrible. And I just remember, like, I told my mom, I was like, Mom, like honestly, I don't know what I would do. Like honestly, if I hadn't signed to Siena already, I probably would have quit. Like I probably would have been done. I even considered like decommitting, but I was like, no, like that's not me. Like I don't just do that. So like my mom kind of talked with me and stuff, and like I ended up not decommitting, obviously, because I'm here going into my senior year. But it was just like so hard to deal with. Like my high school season just ended like that, and it felt like no one cared on my team. Um, and but like I'm obviously glad I didn't. I've made great friends here at Siena, and so going off of that, we moved in August, and my grandma had passed away during my high school season. And so, like, I was coping with that all throughout the summer and everything. And then August rolls around, and her birthday was in that month. And then there was issues with my insurance, so I couldn't start training right away when I moved in that first day. So, like, the whole first week, I literally just cried, kept telling my mom, like, this isn't what I want, like, all this stuff. And it was like really hard um to be there and just like see everyone so happy, and like I was just like, this is like I'm sad, like I miss my grandma, I miss my family. um I was struggling mentally, and I was like, I don't know that this is the place for me anymore. Like, but when I like went on my visit, I was dead set. I was like, this feels like home, like I want to do this. And then it was like I got there and I was like, what's happening? Like, this is not what I thought. And so anyways, I like would talk to my mom every day. But I just kept showing up to stuff. I kept going through it. Like, then finally people started moving in. Like the first couple weeks was hard. There was like no one there except for like us, and I think it was like volleyball. And like we're on two completely opposite ends, and then football moved in, and like more people started moving in, so it got easier the more people that showed up. um but So yeah, that first beginning part was super rough. I had gotten homesick so bad. I was like, I just want to go home. And so we worked through stuff. Um, and all was well. Like I really loved it. Like I enjoyed everything. Um, and then we started training in my freshman year for off season, and we were training to run a half marathon. And we were like, I was hurting and sore, but I didn't think anything of it until we ran like our 11-mile run. And I was like, I'm in so much pain. Like something is so wrong. And like I could barely lift my leg up. I was having such bad hip pain at night. Like I would wake up crying in the middle of the night because I was in so much pain. And like the trainers were like, "No, like your muscles are just weak. Like you just have to strengthen them." And I was like, "No, like something is seriously wrong." So I went, trained for the half marathon, ran the half marathon, played our off season games, and then we went to Europe and I played in Europe. And I like took this summer going into my sophomore year basically off because I was like, I've had so much pain, like I just wanted to stop. So I thought resting would help. So then we come back in and for preseason in my sophomore year, and I ran our time 2 mile, and then I was just in straight tears because I was in so much pain. And so I went in the trainers, and then they finally sent me to the doctor, and it turns out that I tore my labrum in my hip. So come to find out, I played the whole spring and dealt with it all summer of my hip being torn. So then I was put at an ultimatum, kind of like I had to make a decision. Um, and I had to figure out like, do I want to get surgery now or do I want to play through this and get surgery after season? So there was a lot of talk with the coaches and like my family. And I ultimately was like, you know what, like I ran a half marathon on this. Like I can push through a season, like, and I'll just get it after. So that's what I did. I played through my sophomore year with a torn hip, and I got surgery in December, and it has been a year and a half since my surgery. Um, and I still have pain to this day. Like, I'll be in tears, like, running still. So it's really hard to push through that, and, like, it still affects me every day. But I have one more year left, and I plan to make the best of it. And my words that I chose for this were faith and inspire. And the reason I chose those two were because I've really grown my faith in God over like the past year. And I've just like come to an ultimatum that like this is it, like what happens is what God wants to happen, and like he's going to give me what I need to like go through. Like if it's going to be a hard time, it's only going to make me stronger, and like ultimately like he is making my plan. He is setting me up through the path that I need to go in. So I've just put my faith in him and like trusted that like what needs to happen will happen and just keep going. And my second word, inspire, is because I've been through a lot in my life and I'm still going through a lot. And I just want to inspire people to be the best version of themselves that they can be. So I am just pushing myself, trying to affect a bunch of people in a positive way. And I'm excited to see where this next year goes. Love you all.